Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to make a card using the March 2023 Spring Friends card kit by Love from Lizi. This is going to be a 6x6 card and it's going to be in the style of a Z-fold card. For card measurements and for links to products, click on the More button down below in the description and you'll find everything you need down there. So I have a piece of 12x6 cardstock and we need to put a score line into it. So I'm going to score this at 6 inches. And I want to also put a score line in at 3 inches. So we have two score lines, one at 6 and one at 3. We're going to fold our card in half. And then we're going to fold back on our 3-inch score line. So we'll have a valley fold. And that will give us our Z-fold card base. Onto this, I want to add some mats and layers. I have two pieces of purple cardstock. These both measure 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and you can see I have two there. I've also two pieces of pattern paper and these measure 2.5 by 5.5, and these are going to go on to our card base. One will sit on the front here and the other one will sit inside here. I want to embellish this part of our card, and to do that I have a piece of purple cardstock. Again, this piece measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. So that'll sit on there. Now on the front of our Z-fold card, I want to put a large circle. And to do that, I'm using the Love from Lizi. These are the steel cutting nesting dies. And I have taken the largest die and the next two down. So what I want to do is I want to take a piece of purple cardstock and a piece of pattern paper. On my pattern paper, I have the large die, and then I have the next die down on my purple piece, and then the next die down from that is on my pattern paper piece. So these two, we'll say the large and the smaller one, will give me a frame when I cut out of this, and then the middle die will also give me a circle. I've also taken the largest die and I've die cut out a white circle, and these will go in our card base, and I'll show you how I'm going to do what I'm going to do with those in a moment. I've also taken this little piece of ephemera. I got the ephemera add-ons and I just love this cute little hedgehog with the balloons. So cute. So I've taken that and I've added some foam on the back of this. Now there is a sticker version in this, in the sticker sheets. Just take your sticker, stick it onto some cardstock, fussy cut it around, and you'll have your own ephemera piece. I've also taken the die in the dies. We got a happy birthday or a birthday wishes die and a thank you die, and I have taken the birthday wishes one and I have die cut this out 3 times in the purple cardstock. That's going to go with my little ephemera piece. Okay, so I'm going to do my die cutting. I'm going to take my middle die and die cut out my circle, and I think what I'll do is give you measurements, but don't forget the measurements for these are all down in the description down below. So this medium die measures 5 1/4. My largest die measures 5 1/2, and then the smaller die measures 5. So that's the 3 measurements for those. So I'm going to take the frame one and I'm going to die cut that out, and I'm also going to die cut out the middle one as well. So I'll be back to you in a moment. So I have done my die cutting now, and I have my white piece. This was cut out of using the largest die. That's going to sit here like so. Then this one where I use the larger die and then the small die is going to give us 2 pieces. So we'll have a circle and we'll also have our frame. So I'll just very carefully pop that out. Lovely. So the frame, I'm going to put that on over the circle and I'll make sure that it's nice and straight. So I'll add that onto our large die cut circle, and this then will sit in here. And then we have this one, which is our medium frame. And then we have our lovely center panel that we die cut out. This then will sit on here. So we can put this on the front panel and it will be beautifully framed then here like so. So I love that idea of the nesting circles going down along like that. So now we need to do some assembly. We have our panels that we need to add our pattern paper to, and before I add this one on, I need to do some stamping on this. So I've taken a stamp from the stamp set, and it's this one here. It says Hip Hooray. I'm going to use that stamp on our large white circle. I'm going to stamp it using my VersaFine Clair Purple Delight ink. So I'll just pop that over. And I thought this color would be nice with our purple or lavender color that we have going on. And I love that. Fabulous. Okay, so now we can take this and our other panels and we can do some assembly. So now I have my pattern paper glued down to my 2 panels, and I'm going to add these now to the Z-fold part of our card. So now we have one of our panels added down, and I have my large purple matte layer added down to the card base as well. I'm just going to add this one down using my Collal glue, and then we can glue down our circles. And I want to make sure that the flowers in this panel are facing the same way as the flowers in this panel, because if it was up, I don't know if anyone would notice, but it's the kind of thing that I think once you see it, it can't be unseen. So yeah, I'm just going to pop that down there. So I have my 3 panels in. I have this one ready to go here. So I'm going to add this one next because this is larger than this one. And I think if I add this one down first, it'll be easier then to line up this one. So again, I'm just going to use my Collal glue to glue this down, and it'll give strength to our card when it's added in. And I think this is very similar, the Collal glue, to the Beacon 3-in-1 glue. I don't know, I haven't used it, but I have used, I have heard other crafters mention that it's very similar. So if you can't get hold of the Collal glue, and you're in the US, you'll probably find it easier to get hold of the Beacon 3-in-1 glue. So now I'm just going to try and make sure my borders here are the same and my borders here are the same, and then that this is straight, and I think that's pretty good in there. And now we can add this panel. So I'm going to fold over my card. I'm going to make sure that my lines are straight, and then I can look at this and make sure that this kind of sits in and around that side. So we're only going to add glue on this side of this panel because we don't want this side to stick to anything else. So I'm just going to make a little note. I'm using my fingers in the back there so I'll know how far to come over. I don't want to come over any further than that. So I'll just add my Kalal glue to this. That should be fine. And then we'll pop this back, and I'm just hovering it up so I can make sure it's in there. And I'm going to stand up, and that looks about right to me there. It looks straight and it looks like it's in there nicely. So I'm pleased with that now. That looks good. I think it looks straight. The great thing about the Kalal glue is it'll give me a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Lovely. So now we can add our little hedgehog and our happy birthday. I'm going to use my quick grab glue to add my birthday wishes. But I do have some foam pads on the back of my little hedgehog. So I'll take these off and add this down into place. So now I can add my birthday wishes. I'm going to use my tweezers to make it easier for me to hold it. And then I can add my glue to it. So we can add this down, and I'm going to use the lines here so I can keep it straight. And that looks good. And I'll just add a little bit of weight to that. And that'll give it a minute then to dry. So now we have our card base, and our card is looking so good. I'm going to use some of the buttons that we got in the kit to embellish it. I'm also going to take some of my ephemera from the ephemera add-on. You can also use some of your stickers, so I'm going to do that now. You can add your buttons using liquid glue. I like to use hot glue, so I'll be using hot glue for them, but I'll be gluing everything else down. So I'm going to glue this little one down using my quick grab glue, and this glue is the Cosmic Shimmer glue. And then we can embellish that with some more of the flowers. So I'm going to kind of pop that, I think just here will be cute. And then I can put the lovely floral sprig, then I'm going to put that across the top. I'm going to pop that onto the frame there like so. And now I'm going to take this little floral frame, which is the same as this one, and I'm going to put some glue on this, and I'm going to add this to the front of our card, and I'm going to pop it underneath the birthday wishes, I think. So let's see. Might do it that way. I think will sit nicely. Now I could have used some foam tape on this to raise it up, but I think we have this flat, we have some dimension with our 3 layers here, and then we have more dimension with the foam. So I think it's a nice, you know, bringing up the levels. So I'm delighted with that now. I'm just going to put my little glue pin into my bottle to stop it from going hard. And I'm going to take my hot glue, and I'm going to add that to put our buttons down. I'm going to add the buttons into each corner just with a little bit of glue. And a little bit of pressure. Now I love that. So our card does have some dimension in it because we have our buttons here. So if you don't want to add that dimension, then you can leave those off. I'm happy to pop this in a box envelope, and that way then I won't mind about the buttons, but it's up to yourself. I love the look of it. I think it's very cute. So there we go. There is our 6x6 Z-fold envelope using products from the Love from Lizi March 2023 card kit called Spring Friends, and I do love this card. There is a little bit of bulk there because of the buttons on the left hand side. I tend to make my own envelopes when I make a 6x6 card. I like to make my own envelopes. I use the We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board, and I'll make the 6.5 by 6.5 envelope from using that. This will give me this size envelope and it'll fit my card into it lovely, and it'll allow for the bit of bulk because I do tend to add foam and bulk to my cards. So I find that the 6.5 by 6.5 envelope will allow me to put in a card like this into it. So always put your card in, you know, with the back going in this way, and you'll find that that'll fit in there nicely. And you can see there now there's not too much bulk, and then you can pop it out no problem, and it slides in there nicely. That's the size envelope I tend to use. And I think what I would do is maybe take a piece of the pattern paper or you know, something like that, and embellish it. Like this panel, the 6x6 piece of pattern paper that I die cut out my circle from, this will sit perfectly. So what I'll do now is I'll take this piece, I will glue this onto my envelope, and then I have the area in here to write the details, and that way then I have a matching envelope for my lovely card that I have made. And if it was like a first birthday or a second birthday, you have some room here to put first or second, or even the person's name. So there we go. I'm delighted with our card. I hope you are too, with using the products from the March 2023 card kit, as well as some products from Lizi's website and some of the add-ons too. I think this is a very cute card. The only thing I'm going to do off screen is add some accent glaze to our little hedgehog, to the balloons, and to the birthday wishes I'll add some Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, share your makes on my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts, as well as Lizi's Facebook group called Love from Lizi. So I'll leave it there. Don't forget, all the measurements etc. are in the description below. Until next time, and our next card, which will be card 8. See you for that one soon. Bye bye.